This company is committed to develop technology that helps surgeons around the world deliver life-changing patient care with superior outcomes. Allow me to introduce Asensus Surgical. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Builder Nation. For today's interview, we have Fernando, President and CEO at the company building a new era of performance-guided surgery. So welcome, Anthony. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining Builder Nation today.
My name is Fernando. I've been with the Senhance now almost 8 years, currently serving as President and CEO. Been in the Medtech life science space for 20 plus years. Engineer by training, worked and lived in all parts of the world, in Asia Pacific, Europe, and then most of my time in the US. And the last several years been focused on a very exciting field in robotics and AI and digital surgery.
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much for providing that background. Okay, so I know that you're an engineer by heart, but right now you have to be on the business side, right? So you must be like pretty all hands on deck.
For business, there are relationships. Engineering provides a solution, but also as an engineer, you learn about processes of how to solve problems, how to create new things. So even business, I look at it in a very similar way, saying what is the objective, what are we trying to accomplish, and then derive a solution that can achieve it. Yes, it's different from engineering in many ways, but I do see some of the underlying philosophies and principles that carry through.
Okay, so the company started back in 2006, correct me if I'm wrong, and it's been a lot of years. So how will you say maybe the medtech industry has changed?
Just looking at the company history, and the company has been around but has evolved into different technologies. Initially, the company started with a single port incision surgical device, which became a single port robotic device, and then in 2015 transitioned into being more of a multi-port surgical device, and in 2020, 2021 we amplified that by being more of a multi-port digital surgery platform, because I think the whole industry has evolved with technology, and technology has been exponentially growing when it comes to computing power and also the digital GPU technology. So as a result, companies, especially us, we've also had to keep up and evolve in the types of solutions and what we offer to our customers. So that has been the evolution. And again, I think it's been very appropriately evolving.
And you're not only evolving the industry in general, but also improving lives of patients and surgeons as well. You're making it easier. But a lot of people, whenever we talk about robotics and developments, they think that robotics are replacing human labor, but they're not, especially with this kind of advancements. It's more like an improvement, right?
It is. Robotics has been around for about 20 years now. And in that 20 years, if you look at the global market share, it's probably about 5%. Approximately. So it's not widespread, even though the technology exists, not everybody has it because of the cost associated. And also still, even with the robotic surgery, like you said, it has to solve a problem. But today, 1 in 5 patients who have a surgery have some kind of a complication. So that's a big number, right? It's almost 20%. So I think the technology that we are focusing on is to say, how can we take robotics and also bring in the whole digital element that we are all used to in our everyday lives to actually make a difference, to reduce complications and improve the outcome of patients. And to your other point, it's about replacing surgeons. It's a question that I get asked very frequently, but the shortest answer is no, it's not going to happen, because they are all very different. And as humans, we have different complications and different situations. So in a surgery, there's so many things that happen, and you need the trained surgeon to be there to adapt and adjust to the situation. So I don't think so. But the goal here is to help the surgeon, augment the surgeon, and provide additional tools to the surgeon to make the surgeon even better than they are to make them more predictable.
I was looking through the website and I know that you guys have the Senhance surgical system. So I was looking through the videos that you guys have on YouTube and I was really curious to ask about the benefits and how does it actually work.
So Senhance system is a multi-port robotic platform. We call it a digital laparoscopy platform because laparoscopy is the most common surgical technique used. So what we do is we mimic that technique. So the surgeon can leverage their years and years of skill and be able to perform surgery using our Senhance technology. And Senhance technology also is the world's first system that has augmented intelligence built in to the system through what we call an intelligent surgical unit, which provides this capability. And many benefits. It has haptic feedback, so the surgeon can feel what they are touching with the instrument. Then there's eye tracking camera control, so the surgeon can actually do 3 things at the same time. Left hand will control one instrument, right hand can control another instrument, and with their eyes move the camera. So there are some technology features, and then on the business front, we can deliver all of this at a significantly lower cost per procedure compared to other offerings that are on the market. So that's a big advantage. That's why I earlier said it's about 6% market share. And now it's trying to say, how can we grow that so that technology is more prominent globally. So Senhance is a very unique platform. It's globally approved. Just earlier this year, we completed over 10,000 cases. So I'm continuing to drive that forward.
Definitely robotics and the technological platforms are changing the world we live in. And okay, so if you can be a little bit more specific, you guys have the platform and you make the platform. But what about the hardware? Do you produce it or do you work with maybe other companies?
It's a very complicated medical device. So we manufacture and produce, design everything end to end. We have a very nice global R&D team here in Research Triangle Park, North Carolina. We have another R&D center in Milan, Italy. And then we have a third R&D center very close to Israel. So we do the design, then we do the manufacturing. We do the manufacturing in Italy where we produce it, then we test it, qualify it, and then send it to customers, install it. So we do the entire process from hardware, software. So it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. That's the reason we've been around for some time, but to build a complicated system like this, it takes a lot of time and effort to do that.
It does sound like a lot of work. Thank you for sharing that and for answering so completely. Okay, next question. Hardware companies, most of them struggle with the procurement process, especially while doing all the manufacturing. How was that process like for you and how it has been?
It is definitely a complex process because we have suppliers all over the world who provide us components. And then supply chains are not predictable, especially in the most recent years with COVID. It had created a lot of strain on certain types of components. And it's a medical device. So the challenge in a medical device is when one component doesn't work, we can't just take a replacement and put it in. Because the medical device, you have to re-qualify the entire system, and it goes through a very rigorous testing process. So it is extremely challenging with the supply chain. So it's very important for us to make sure that we select the right component when we design the system and make sure that whoever the supplier we are working with can give us some kind of assurance that they can supply to us for at least 5 years or 6 years or 10 years or whatever it is with some guarantee, especially on certain items, because otherwise it's going to take us a lot to change, and sometimes even we have to go back to the regulatory agents to get the approval again, depending on the severity of it. So it is extremely challenging when it comes to medical device. So the partnerships that we establish with the vendors and suppliers are extremely important. It's not like you can go on a website and buy a part. I wish.
One of the last questions I would like to ask you, where do you think the future of the medtech industry is going?
if I think about medtech in general, I think digital adaptation is something that will significantly grow in the medical technology space, because all the other industries seem to have evolved digitally quite a bit. But to some extent, the medtech industry has been lagging on the digital front. When you talk about digital technology like AI and machine learning and data and cloud and things like that, have been a bit slow because of the nature of it. There's a lot of privacy issues, there's security issues, and a lot of things. So I think there's a pretty big opportunity there and a big evolution to take place. I think it is happening. It's happening quite fast, and many companies have already gone down that journey and continue to do that. So I think it's going to happen, but I would think that the shift will take place more on the front and leveraging data to deliver better healthcare solutions. Medical technology is a very rewarding space to be, because especially when you are able to deliver a solution to a patient, you know you're doing something good. It's not quick and fast. It takes time. It takes time and a relatively long commitment, but there is a big reward at the end.
Totally. Patience is the key. Well, thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your process, your experiences with us. Do you have any social media handles? Where can people find you or the company?
Primarily our website and also several social media platforms that are available.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And remember, guys, that you can also find more information, interesting articles, interesting interviews just like this with Anthony directly on our website, controlhub.com/builder-nation. We would love to hear from you. And once again, Anthony, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your experiences, and for joining Builder Nation today.
Thank you, Anissa. I really enjoyed being here. Thank you.